Now, with what to do if you're caught in a stampede. Over the weekend, there was a frightening scene at the D.C. Pride Parade. Several people injured trying to escape during a gun scare. Now, there are steps you can take to help protect yourself in a crushing crowd. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, has more on all that. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. Crowds are a part of everyday life, and unfortunately, so are crowd crazes and crowd crushes. Now, what we saw in Washington, D.C., that was a stampede in which people could have gotten trampled. But if you're indoors and there's an emergency, a crowd crush could happen. That is, so many people so densely packed that it can literally asphyxiate you. But there are key steps you can take to save your life, including just learning how to stand protectively. Confusion and chaos Saturday at the D.C. Pride Parade.
What happened?
Someone has a gun.
Reports of a man with a gun sending a shockwave of fear through the crowd.
That's when everybody just took off like crazy.
The ensuing stampede sending 7 people to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, even knocking down a child.
His mom was trying to pick him up off the ground as people are stepping on him.
Authorities later determining there were no shots fired, and while nobody was killed, it's an all too familiar scene. When masses of people rush to the same place fast, it can almost instantly become every man for himself. This is what can happen when it occurs indoors. People stacked 6 feet high after more than 1,000 people tried to escape through one small exit at the Chicago nightclub in 2003. 21 people would die from asphyxiation in that crush. So to learn how to escape when a crowd turns to chaos, I dropped myself smack into the middle of the biggest one I could find.
We are in New Orleans, and if there is ever a place that has dense crowds, it is here during Mardi Gras.
If panic broke out here, we'd be in trouble.
I mean, there's nowhere to go right now. We're completely sandwiched.
We brought along Paul Wertheimer, one of the world's leading authorities on crowd safety. He says always have an exit plan.
When you're walking through this crowd, what are you looking for?
I have to begin to pre-visualize. What if something happens? Where will I go?
He says when a crowd like this erupts, it'll flow like a river. You won't be able to go upstream, so if you drop something, leave it. Move at an angle towards the side and look for cover. Ducking behind a car, a garbage can, light post, even a doorway can put a barrier between you and everybody else.
Anything. I mean, even this is just a few inches, but it helps.
He says it's critical to stay on your feet. We recruit students at Loyola University, New Orleans. And probably against my better judgment, I ask them to literally run me over. But before we get to that, the art of staying on your feet. Just one small push, well, can be enough to throw even just a handful of people off balance.
So what's amazing about that is one person pushed and then a crowd of 15, 20 people gets pushed together, and then your steps are so small, we're all stumbling on each other.
Now our expert shows us a better way to stand. Legs staggered for balance, and arms up like a boxer. In super dense crowds, that separation will help protect your heart and lungs from potentially thousands of pounds of chest-crushing pressure. It's a simple pose, but surprisingly effective and possibly life-saving.
Wow, that's a lot better, huh?
But if you do fall over, he says stay off your back and stomach, and here's why.
Lie down on me like you would do if you got knocked down too. Like that. Now you. Okay, the other guy. Okay, I can't breathe. My lungs are compressed. I can't breathe, and you're on my heart.
He says do everything you can to get up, but if you can't, lay on your side to protect your most vital organs, your lungs and heart, and cover your head.
This is about living or dying.
Yeah.
Now it's my turn. Here goes nothing.
What?
A couple of kicks to the ribs, but I'm okay.
I could tell that nobody could see me. All I could see was feet. There were a couple of like stumbles.
I stepped on you, I'm sorry.
Take it from me, if this were real, this is not where you'd want to be.
Now, if you're in an indoor place, you generally want to try to leave through the exit that you came in on. But in case of an emergency, that exit may be blocked or closed or something may happen. So if you're in an unfamiliar place, and we are in Clifton's, the iconic nightclub in LA, take your nose out of your phone, start looking up, look for those red or green exit signs. Sometimes it might be in the back of a bar like this one. Now this one happens to lead right outside and to safety. Another issue, footwear. Don't wear flip-flops if you gotta run. You can't do it in flip-flops. Last thing from our experts, a major important tip. Trust your spidey sense. If you feel like a crowd is getting out of hand, just get out of there. Guys?
Trust your spidey sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
I know. All right, Matt, thanks very much for that.
I looked for the exit in here. You yelled lunch. You haven't seen this crew. They will run you over.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.